That horror thing was our saving station. Hello everyone, this is Sushi with another dose of reviewing of a game that I think can fit very well in the episode of Boring Game. The game is called The Kings of Lorne, The Fall of Idris, I think. The game has lots of good things, okay? Let me first name the good things. As you can see, the weaponry and the arsenal and everything is beautiful, but literally anything else sucks about this game. Unless you're really into medieval goth, I suppose, more than I am, then you might like it. Honestly, this game has nothing to offer. By far, it was just a cloud of disappointment and feeling horrible, depressed playing it. And the problem is, a website actually ranked it 6.9. That's a pretty high rank for a game this low. Now, I don't want to humiliate and destroy the game from the very beginning, even though that's what I'm doing, but I don't know, this game, let's first talk about the good things, has a story, developing and a publishing team, the Team Kill Media. I think they're just at the first steps of the road. So far, I wasn't impressed with the game. Now, reviewing indie games, and specifically bad indie games, is something I didn't like to do. I, in truth, liked it to avoid and stay away from. But in this genre, there are lots of other games that are done really, truly much better. I could name a plenty, but let's first not do that. But this game did all that in the first person, kind of hardcore action, failed to bring the fun thing, the fun factor. The game kind of punishing and hard, but the controls are super confusing. The mouse sensitivity and everything you'll have to adjust at the beginning of the game, otherwise you will have to go through the game literally sucking at gaming. But what the problem is, what that got me really angry about this game. Now, I was kind of hopeful, because if you look at the screenshots, they're actually promising. That's it, they're promising looking. And even you look at the gameplay footage, you might actually find it interesting. Or not. Maybe you just look at a picture, you find it interesting. The footage shows what kind of a horrific game it is. Now, I appreciate all the work the developers went through and all the hardship, and I love games, you know. But it's a game. Playing it is actually torturesome. You know, I could compare this game with another game that actually playing it was meant to be torturesome. This game really reminds me of the what was the game's name? Hell Torment, something like that. You know, it reminds me of that. It so much reminds me of that. As you could see, I'm being humiliated by spider and running dork, I don't know, skeletons that walk through doors. Anyhow, what got me kind of mad with this indie game. Now, I have nothing against indie games. You know, I'm really open to the indie games. Just look at my reviews section, and you could see that I actually review lots of indie games. But what the problem with this game is the price on this Steam right now. As my friend purchased it, the time I'm reviewing this game is some $39.99, $40, people, for this game. Got it, Agony. Yeah, this game reminds me of Agony. And what I didn't like about Agony was playing it actually was supposed to be agonizing, because you were suffering in hell, you were tormenting in hell. The game was dark and not optimized. Horrible. Okay, the game is horrible. To the point I kind of gave up. Now, trust me, if the world ends, if they drop nuke bombs and people hide in the bunker and there be a terminal, I'm not gonna call it PC, and this game being installed on it, they will use it to punish kids. I know. Playing it is actually tormentsome. Or now, it just, I'm afraid, doesn't end that. And see, the game is actually horribly buggy and is done unpolished, buggy, unpolished, not neat. This game is in truth anything but neat. Now, I don't want to be really nitpicky about it, but I'm just gonna say it. The only good thing about this game, by far, that I noticed was the crossbow loading animation. That was just the only satisfying thing I found in the Kings of Lorn. Everything else, even picking up random items, is done horribly hard and wrong. Like how it could be done this bad. Aside from that, the story just drops in like hello, I'm the story, here I am. And actually you can see that here even my game is crushed. So press any key, so the game starts. I press any key, the game doesn't start, so I have to reload the game and relaunch it. The game is really buggy, and being a Steam game, it's not so easy to launch. You have to connect to internet and go through all that, and that launch this game. Okay, it's too much trouble for a game like $39 done this badly. Now, even to the fans of this genre, I want to be a little bit kind and say, okay, every game has an audience for itself, but this game, I doubt any audience could appreciate it. And here, for example, you could see that I'm save this game here now. I cannot retreat back because all the enemies are spawned. I cannot go forth. It's a boss fight, and the game doesn't give me any health bar or anything. Now, again, we've reached to the agreement that making a game hard is not hard at all. Right? Just look at the voice acting. I have nothing to say. Just look at it.
You should have just stayed away. We have been blind of the truth, one you could never see. Igris was meant to conquer, not protect the weak. All of us knew that you would never do what must be done to usher us into the new world. Golbrand promised us infinite power and life. From the ashes of this darkness, we will arise and serve Birgham as the new Kings of Lorn.
Now, as you can see, the boss fight is awesome. Now, aside from all that, like the beginning cutscene of the game, if they removed it, no one would complain. Okay, probably the game crushed again, and it's so unpolished. It's so unpolished. The first-person fighter. What a first-person fighter game needs to do well. Well, that's the question I ask, and the answer is first-person fighting, the melee combat. That's something should be done properly and well in this game. Now, that's exactly the only spot that the game developer paid least attention, or I could say screwed up the most. The fighting, it's just horrible. Okay, now in melee combat you don't stand a chance, you just get hit. Now with that, I think there's nothing else left to say. I emulated this game just enough, and I made a mistake reviewing it, but I'm gonna be a little bit kinder to it and rate this game somewhere around the reason why humanity doesn't deserve to be saved.